loves! Welcome back! Sorry this video took a while to edit, but finally it's done and is here in all its royal glory. Good to have you all back for this series, and for newcomers who just joined, biggest and warmest of greetings to you all and hope you enjoy your stay! It's time for a fourth installment to everyone's favorite series on this channel, the Genre Breakdown series! Woo! If you guys haven't seen the previous videos yet, basically this is a series where I take a specific artist or a group of artists fitting a certain theme, take a look at their discography, and do some statistical analysis on it to determine what are their genres that they have done the most, as well as observing what makes their sounds unique from the rest. Today is quite a special episode as we are not observing artists by label. In fact, all the artists in this video are under different labels really. What could it be that unites them all together on this lovely day? Well, if you've been keeping up with Korean survival shows, a new one just came out in the form of Kingdom. Or rather, Kingdom Legendary War. Dang, makes it sound like a epic fantasy film or an Assassin's Creed game. Sheesh. But yeah, today we'll be observing all of the artists that are participating on the show and see what genres they share, how they do it, and what makes each of them unique and different. The main objective of this video is to illustrate that each participating group has something special in store for everyone, even if you're not a fan of some of the groups or are into the styles of music that some of them do. I hope with this video we are able to acknowledge their differences and admire the artistries that makes them who they are. They're all wonderful groups with distinct images. So let's meet our kings. btob, ikon, SF9, the boyz, Stray Kids, and ateez. I'll also be including their solo and unit endeavors as well. As per usual, I'll be taking a look at every major album and single release the artist has had, as well as miscellaneous releases such as OSTs, collaboration tracks with other artists, CF songs, and unreleased songs. Now, before I review how many songs I observed, I want to say that I did cheat it a little bit because there are songs I have left out of the research, like some of Chiracha's and Minhyuk's underground mixtapes, since they're pretty dang hard to find and pretty dang hard to determine the legitimacy of their existence too. Like seriously, I'm pretty sure some of those songs in this 24 song mixtape compilation don't belong to Minhyuk, but they also look like they do, so I was a little confused. I also might have missed a song or two while researching, given by the sheer volume discography some of the groups have, so apologies if a song doesn't make it on the spreadsheet. I try my best, you guys. But the dataset is pretty large for me to make this analysis. In total, I have observed a grand total of 614 songs. 614 songs? How do we even get from 300 songs per video to 600? That's like double the amount of songs. What? I'll not be including every song and the genre in this video, I mean obviously because there's 600 of them, but I'll put a Google Sheets link in the description for those who want to take a look at all the songs I observed, and I've also added two sheets in the link, one sorted by artist and one sorted by genre. I hope you're all ready for this video. Strap on, hold on to your seats, because we're going to the castle on the hill to explore some genres. Let's find out which genre is the king of this legendary breakdown. Whoosh. Alright, so segment number 1 is the top 10 commonly used genres, where I rank just that from the findings of the 6 group discographies. As always, I'll give some explanations in each position to detail each artist's use of the genre, to carve out their own signature sounds, as well as what unique details they added to give their songs that spark. Let's get it! Number 10. Contemporary R&B with 14 songs. We're starting off strong in this genre breakdown, huh? 14 is usually the number of songs around the top 5 area in other videos, so gotta start us strong. Like I said in previous videos, contemporary R&B is a staple genre that's been present across many discographies, regardless of artists. The group that uses this genre the most is btob, and that makes a lot of sense given that contemporary R&B is a form of easy listening with room to emphasize on tight vocal harmonies when used in a group configuration. It is such a popular genre in the music scene due to its nature of relaying yearnful messages with a slight groove. Yeah, girl, can't get you on my mind. 너는 rock 아님 힙합 같아 내 심장을 뛰게 하니까 유난히 더 아련해 이 밤 눈을 뜨면 번져가 너였구나 my shine light 운명같이 온 true love 누군가 내게 왜 우냐 물어봐줬으면 대답은 Number 9. Progressive House with 15 songs. The last time this genre made it in the top 10 was in my very first GB, which is the 101 episode, so I'm very pleased to see it made its appearance in the top 10 again. Progressive house is a very laid-back variation of house music that sounds like a light gust of wind rather than an aggressive thunderstorm. There is an even mix of groups that use this genre, minus btob, and it definitely slots right into place in their discographies as they're more dance pop focused. Number 8. Acoustic with 21 songs. A very calming genre, nothing like the sound of guitars, am I right? Just like contemporary R&B, this genre is dominated by mostly btob, as again, it's a form of easy listening that anyone can get into. The sound of guitars is truly a universal sound beloved by many, and is also pretty common genre used in South Korean music scene, as we have observed in the previous 2 genre breakdowns. Number 7. Boom Bap with 22 songs. Boom Bap is a form of hip-hop music that, in context of its significance in South Korean music, is a very commonly used genre amongst the first and second generation wave of the K-hip-hop scene. Ikon and Stray Kids, particularly their rap subunit Triracha, are the groups that use the genre the most, and this plays nicely into discographies as they are somewhat hip-hop oriented with dance pop flourishes. Ikon especially get part of its influence from many of YG's music styles through the years, and it'll be fun to do a genre breakdown on them someday, as a lot of their artists, new and old, have a hip-hop sheen to their pop music. If I can manage the mammoth amount of artists that have, phew! Like, wow. Maybe someday when I have time. Number 6. Electropop with 24 songs. Electropop is a genre that is synonymous with boy groups over the last decade, as the digitized structure of music helps in establishing darker, futuristic, propulsive, brute force concepts of boy group discographies. But the boyz and SF9 are most well known to do these genres, as they really add a vibrant pop polish with bright synth textures and sound designs to their repertoire. However, btob cannot be disregarded when it comes to the use of this genre too, especially in their debut works, particularly B-sides in the early 2010s, and it harkened back to the module of electropop that was prominently used at the time among second-gen boy groups, the type with an angsty, emotional underbelly.
넌 이별이 참 쉽다 난 아픈데도 넌 쉽다 난 골방로 가자 막히는 limit 한계를 넘어서 unlimit together
Number 5. Future genres with 31 songs. Just like progressive house, the last time future genres were featured in the top 10 was in the first GB episode. This is a genre with a near even balance of groups that uses it. Future genres such as future house, future bass, and future pop are the sounds that are very commonly used beginning in the late 3rd gen period leading up to the 4th gen. The experimental natures of such genres create a futuristic landscape with lots of room to explore intricate sound designs and brighter electronic tones. And that gives extra shine and shimmer to K-pop dance pop tracks, which are already known to be high octane.
I can't sleep.
Number 4. J-Hop with 33 songs. No matter the artist, J-Hop is such a fun genre to do and are nice little nuggets of joy to add to a discography. This laid-back style of hip-hop is inviting and friendly, but also is carefree and chill with mid-tempo or low-tempo hip-hop rhythms that are pleasing to the ears. Again, it's a form of easy listening that anyone can get into right away, and the style of J-Hop is an easy yet fun genre to cook up for when you want some brightness in discographies.
대체 어딜 간 거야 너의 그 예쁜 미소 월급자루던 너라서 더 그리워져 사랑을 했다 우리가 만나 지우지 못할 추억이 됐다 Put your hands in the air You can make me say yeah 보랏빛 태양 보라색 별 꽃을 춤춰 노래는 더 나 올라타 잡히 행기 너와 나
Number 3. Dance pop with 44 songs. A classic on this series. It's a very well explored genre over the years amongst idol artists, especially idol groups, as it is a nice healthy mix of everything with a dash of electronics here and some acoustics there, and they vary depending on the group to suit the image they represent. The most prominent groups to use this genre are the boyz, SF9, and btob, wherein the first two groups definitely do sport slightly similar variations of the genre with bright synth textures, diverse musical landscaping, and high octane rhythms. btob, however, uses a similar module of dance pop as Apink from the last episode, fitting from the time they debuted and picked influences from, where the dance pop music uses more classical instrumentation or acoustic guitars placed within upbeat melodies. recording this part because I got the calculations wrong the first time, did some recalculations, and I realized I messed up. So here it is. Number 2. Trap with 101 songs. Well, this is the first on this series. I literally never saw that coming from a mile away. Trap is a genre usually delegated to the rare genre section of the previous episodes, usually takes up like 1 or 2 songs on datasets. Frankly speaking, I didn't know what to do when Trap not only made it to the top 5, but it made it to the 2nd place. What do I do with this info? I'll do my best to explain the significance of this genre in the artist discographies, just that it made me surprised. Trap is a hip-hop subgenre that can be said to also be a form electronic-based genre with hip-hop elements to it, I think. According to my research, there are 2 main variations of trap music, which is the hip-hop kind and the EDM kind. Where the hip-hop kind feels more raw and unpolished, the EDM kind adds an extra layer of the characteristics of modern EDM into trap music with their massive use of drop choruses and heavy rhythms. And that is a good segue into the 4th gen groups of Kingdom. Now's the time where Stray Kids and ateez comes to play, as the discographies contain a myriad of songs of the trap kind, and that slots nicely within their rowdy, rebellious, yet adventurous images. Stray Kids rap unit Chiraja is also a heavy user of the genre, but in a raw, hip-hop kind of way to match their aggressive rapping styles and the messages they want to portray. The boyz also tend to use the trap genre too, but with a more catchy pop sheen to suit their vibrant pop concepts. Over at the ikon department, Bobby is also a heavy user of the genre, as just like Chiraja, fits nicely with his rapping style that is more growly, aggressive, and angsty in nature. And it is the style of hip-hop he prefers to use ever since his Show Me the Money appearance.
Listen to this, 승전.
좀 심했나? Boxer.
Trap. Amazing world. Why am I the one who's saying let me now? Top of body go got. 너를 보고 만났는데 더블로. 너를 보고 만났는데 더블로. 전부 다 커져차게 돼. Yeah, 어지러운 남. Yeah, how can we stop? Yeah, 외쳐버렸다. Number 4.
Number 1. Ballad with 107 songs! Dang it! Just when I thought ballad would not be #1 because it seemed like most of the groups involved don't dabble in the genre, here he is in first place yet again! Seriously! What an unstoppable force ballad is, huh? Not that I don't welcome it here, the ballad genre really has a staying power not only in this series but also in South Korean music in general. I just am scared of sounding like a broken record with the lack of having anything to add on, seeing that it has made the top of the list 4 times in a row. In the made-up battle royale of K-pop genres in my head, ballads are truly the king of genres in this legendary war. I really should consider that video about ballads now, huh? Yeah, it's the video that I talked about time and time again in this series, the significance of ballads in Korean music. Yeah, I really should consider that now, huh? You guys can thank btob for their contributions to this placing on the top 10, as ballads are truly the bread and butter of the discography. This genre established their identity as the premier group in South Korea for their heartfelt messages and astounding vocal prowesses. The other groups definitely did dabble in the genre every now and again, specifically the pop variety, to add sentiment to their discographies. Ballads are truly a genre that is synonymous with the K-pop scene at large, as it can resonate with general audiences young and old. And to deny its significance would be disregarding half of K-pop music history in general, as it is a staple of their music culture. Ballads can also be mixed and matched to suit the discographies of artists like pop style, R&B style, or rock style, but all in all they share a common trait of sharing heartfelt messages.
Every time 네가 없이 걷던 나의 겨울은 시간을 넘어 같은 공간에서 우리가 숨 쉬고 나눴던 시간을 가면 네가 선명해서 미안 지켜주지 못해 미안해 잘 살길 바래 난 자꾸만 너에 취해 구겨진 감정에 취해 다 I'm okay 위로하지 마 동정하지 마 내가 들이쉬는 숨에 네가 섞여 있나 봐 집으로 가는 길 매일 걷던 그 길을 그려봐 하루에 하루 하나씩 더운 시간이 안 지나가 너의 나와 그 옆에 모든 것 난 잘하고 있어 난 잘하고 있어 Don't you see me 앞서가는 넌 안개 속에 baby 나는 여전히 말아대지 마대 I'm sorry 굳이 네 스타일께도 you're stupid Looking for love Looking for love 널 위한 my love song 한 사람을 위한 노래 네가 행복하게 웃을 수 있게 걸어가고 싶어 더 나누고 싶어 꽉 잡은 손만큼 사랑해 내 온몸이 부서지 Dancing like butterfly wings
Finally, here's an overview pie chart where the top 5 genres take up half the data set. The other half contains the rest of the top 10, as well as some miscellaneous genres we'll get into the next segment. Notice how the miscellaneous genre segment take up a lot of the data set compared to the other videos where the miscellaneous genres take up a very small portion of the data set, and that's because there is a lot of miscellaneous genres that we're going to look into in the next segment. So now that we have looked at the top 10 genres, that is such a wild ride, let's move on to the rare gems in the next segment. I hope you are doing great so far. Take a pause if you need to. If you need to go grab more snacks or use the washroom or just walk around and loosen those muscles, you know, just swing your arms around, you know, stretch those legs a little bit, you know, use some jumping jacks, run around, walk around, you know, Get your body moving. Yeah. Are you feeling relaxed and feeling good now? Alright, let's move on to the next section. Let's get it. So the second category are the genres that are not part of the top 10, and let me tell you, there are a lot of those. I did my best to identify the really subgenre ones, like the complex electronic genres, so much so I referenced several videos over and over again to cross-check songs, especially Stray Kids. Like, sheesh, did I have a time of my life breaking down the discography after doing 3 genre breakdown episodes of kind of safe genres. I literally had a kind of a hard time learning about the electronic genres and trying to understand them, break them down, and just comprehend them because, yeah, not really an expert in that area, but I try my best. I'll definitely link those in the description for you to check out too. There may be mistakes, so please let me know if I get any wrong or mixed up. Please. I'll include just one song per genre, but fret not. If you want to see what genres of your favorite songs are, you can always check the spreadsheet in the description.
깨지지 않는 내가 만들어가는 길 확신 pretty girl so pretty girl so pretty 짜증내고 화를 내도 open your eyes It's in my way can do everything Looks like a movie 모두 뻔해 나도 그렇게 Go dumb and dumber To my jungle game 꿈꾸린 애니멀 같이 후후 하하 We're on the midnight flow I'll take it to your show Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it Oh, 작은 나의 어깨 위에 Yes, I know your soul 내가 찾던 사람 너였어 Tell me what you want, tell me what you need. Get good. 내일 걱정 안 하면 날아갈 거야. I want you because I love you. Wake up, 낯선 이 순간. 여긴 어디가 난 누굴까? 너무 밝은 내 방에 커튼을 쳐줘 너면. 가기 싫어 그냥 놀래 I can make it feel better 신발끈 조여매고 거칠 것도 없이 세상을 내 것처럼 다 설렘이 오대기에로 넘는 태양 가릴 수 없어
이어지는 걸 하쿠나 마타토요 더더더 밀려와도 나는 너뿐이라는 걸 Let's get it on, let's get it on.
So this section is for the songs that utilize more than one genre in a song. There are some songs where they stitch together several genres instead of hybridizing them to create narrative through lines and plot development in a song, such as the Monster OST, where male and female leads sang the same song but in different genres for each of their parts, and the Chiracha Cypher, where each rapper's verse switches to a different genre. Pretty cool trick! I like a funny genre mixing magic, man.
어린 나이에 이만큼 한다고라는 허세는 딱히 부리고 싶지 않아만 안 될 게 뻔해 건들지 마 내가 알아서 아까는 잘할 테니 건들지 마 건들지 마.
Alright, so this section will be some analysis of the discographies of each group and what kind of styles they can provide to the table. Each section will hopefully be brief, as I will mostly save my rambly story times and histories when I do label analysis videos pertinent to some of the groups one day, like Cube genre breakdown for btob, YG genre breakdown for ikon, FNC genre breakdown for SF9, etc, etc. Hopefully we can get to those one day, but for now, yeah. As this is a special episode, we're just focusing on their performance directions, musical styles, and how unique and special they are. The groups are ordered from oldest to newest, and timestamps will be provided in the description for easy navigation. Being the most veteran of the bunch, btob are perhaps the most experienced group on the show with nearly a decade of activity. They debuted in an era of K-pop where the modules of electronic music are still in their stages of infancy, and a lot of pop music are very emotionally driven, and btob are no doubt influenced by the trends of music at the time. Their bread and butter, however, is their pop ballad title tracks that gain the public's love and affection. Some of their songs even becoming hit songs of the decade due to their easy listening nature and how they resonated with general audience. Their excellent vocal synergy is one that is very much praised in the K-pop industry, and it adds lots of harmony to easy listening genres and adds lots of depth to them. However, it is very easy to pigeonhole them as boring, uptight number on surface level, as ballads and easy listening in general may not be as welcoming to Kingdom viewers that live outside of South Korea. But once you have dived into their deep cuts, you see that they have such a vibrant, youthful spirit with a heavy use of old school hip-hop, New Jack Swing, and boom bap laced between their albums. They also know how to have a little bit of fun playing around with wacky dance pop songs, or they can really turn their sentimentalism to 11 with dramatic orchestral flourishes. Once you get to know them more, they're such a fun group to be around with, their trademark comedy mixed with excellent vocal performances. And hopefully they can really showcase those on the show, as they have lots of room to prove that they're more than just an uptight ballad group, but are capable of putting on a spectacular show that makes people happy as well. Of course, their ballad prowesses are also welcome on the show too. We do need also something to calm us down in the show every now and again. ikon's discography is one that sounds better in hindsight, one that takes a long time to grow on me. But doing this research made me appreciate the musicality more, and I'm very happy that they're able to add some of their laid-back swagger in an environment where everything seemed so serious. It might be easy to forget that ikon also has their level of prestige in this music industry, boasting multiple hit songs since debut, including the song that would later be the undisputed song of the decade, Love Scenario. So despite their carefree stage persona, they're not one to be messed with. ikon's music style can either be unabashed bangers that tears walls down, or sentimental dance pop numbers with lots of emotion. Lots of hip-hop influences are in their discography for sure, alongside other pivotal genres like pop rock that adds onto their unapologetically rowdy, playful images. Yet at the same time, they can really bring their easy listening game with a myriad of soul songs like ballad and R&B in their repertoire, making them an approachable group for anyone regardless of genre preferences. They can bring some concept diversity to the table, as they can show their unique colors to the audience, and even though they might not bring in the stunts or the wow factor moments, they can teach a thing or two to the audience about how to immerse themselves into their messages and emotions. They're such a unique boy group in the K-pop landscape, and their style can never be replicated. SF9 may be a late bloomer among the contestants in terms of popularity, but that doesn't mean they don't have anything to show the audiences at all. In fact, they might just have more tricks up in their sleeves than we thought. They are more well known for some of the members' prolific works in K-drama spheres as well as musicals, but they have so much to show as musicians too, with a very vibrant take on dance pop music powered by their mature and suave images. Their style of dance pop can also be slightly darker and broodier than their peers, and they can be capable of providing some slick performances that look mesmerizing. SF9 doesn't really have a set musical identity. They play around with multiple genres every comeback, but looking at this on the positive side, I think this versatility can be their greatest asset in showing multiple sides to the audience, and it can also help them display themselves as a multifaceted performance too. It would be nice if they're able to find a set musical identity that they can allow them to stand out from the rest and break free from that actor eye candy persona that they're so heavily pushed on within the show. But even without that aspect, no doubt that whenever you listen to SF9 song, you can feel it's them and no one else. They are truly one of a kind in their own way. The boys have moved on to the big boys table. After their victory in Road to Kingdom, they took whatever skills they had acquired from battle and faced bigger challenges ahead of them. They have the greatest asset of creativity, which helped them a lot in crafting intricate performances that wowed the audience, and no doubt it will help them a great deal on the show as well. Just like SF9, they specialize in vibrant pop music. However, their music is much more on the boyish side, and even in darker or more sentimental concepts, their vivacious youth charms can be felt. It would be interesting to see how they stack up against other contestants, but their creative spirit in recontextualizing the music that they had into something different is something that they can use to give themselves an identity that can be used to only describe the boys. Their teamwork and vocal synergy is ever present in the group dynamic, and it makes performances cleaner and polished. They can also further establish their musical identity in the show, and I believe they can attract many listeners that can easily get into their high-octane approach in pop music that is just beaming with gloss and polish. If you want to know the reason why this research took so long, thanks Stray Kids, because I had a massive musical upgrade from studying EDM subgenres for them. Admittedly, it's an area I'm pretty lacking on since there's so many subgenres in electronic music and I couldn't properly tell them apart yet. But I hope I did them justice in this research. Stray Kids are seen to be highly performance-oriented, with a lot of their music being drop-focused to showcase detailed sound design and textures. Their style of music is often described as being noisy, with various connotations depending on the person, but that also makes them the most experimental group among the contestants, an asset they can use to set themselves from the rest. They brought all the weird genres out to the front yard, melding them together with their signature trap sounds and aggressive swagger. One might be taken aback at first when going into their discography, as their approach in music is very in your face, but once you get used to it, you are greeted with some of K-pop's most innovative soundscape today, and that's impressive coming from a 3-year-old group. Finally, we have the youngest group in the bunch with just as eager of spirits as the rest of the contestants. Just like Stray Kids, they are very performance-oriented with emphasis on genre experimentation. What makes ateez special is their heroic and Spartan energy and the concept that portrays them as brave adventurers. Their music is very strong and commanding, with dramatic, theatrical flourishes in modern K-pop trends, kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack or an Assassin's Creed soundtrack. Their stage charisma is regarded as the best that K-pop has to offer, and they really know how to put on a show and captivate the audience. The opposite of btob, their style of music, as well as Stray Kids, may not be welcoming for audiences in South Korea, as it can get too overwhelming and in your face, but their musicalities really cannot be disregarded in the K-pop landscape, as they are key players in crafting out the 4th-generation idol group's environment in musical innovations that are never heard of before in the last few decades or so. It is astounding that ateez has achieved lots as a near 3-year-old group, and these brave pirates will continue their quest on the show to show more of their worldview and individualities. What we have observed here today is that each group has traits that make them who they are, and even though we all may have different tastes in music, we can still learn to appreciate their music worldview and learn how they craft their identities. They're all kings in their own right. btob, kings of vocals. Ikon, kings of swagger. SF9, kings of maturity. The boys, kings of youth. Stray Kids, kings of musical innovation. ateez, kings of storytelling. They all have their traits that make them different yet amazing, so fighting over who is more superior or whose performance style is better is really just fruitless. I'm proud of each and every one of Kingdom groups. Their artistries are some to be admired, and here's to them proudly showing who they truly are and showing what they do best. The true king always wears their crown proudly, and the greatest asset of each group, btob's multifaceted discography, Ikon's ability to relay emotions in even in upbeat music, SF9's versatility, the boys' creativity, Stray Kids' tenacious musical spirits, ateez's bravery and heroism. These assets are all their crowns, and boy, did they wear them well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe inspired to check some of their music out. We'll go back to label analysis, genre breakdown after this, and hopefully the kingdom groups themselves, they will get a more detailed analysis in the, you know, label analysis GBs, where I say so much stories. But it's fun to look at the music that each kingdom group does so well, and I hope you guys learn something new for it. I also urge you guys to please not fight in the comments about who is better or pull hairs over which group is more superior than the other. Civil discussions only, my friends. Civil discussions. Got it? Got it? Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Take care, and as always, be excellent to each other. Bye, loves!